One, call to order. I will call the Paris Union High School District School Board meeting to order at 2:06 p.m. We're going to ask for a roll call to determine the quorum. Trustee Anaya?
Here.
Thank you. Trustee Stafford?
Here.
Thank you. Trustee Hall?
Present.
Thank you. Trustee Garcia?
Here.
And thank you. Trustee Campos here. And we have established a quorum. Are there any public comments on closed session items?
No public comment.
Thank you. And 4.1, we're going to adjourn to closed session. Do I have a motion to adjourn to closed session?
So moved.
Second. Thank you, Trustee Stafford on the first and Trustee Hall on the second. Please vote. On a vote being taken, sorry. Yeah. We got that last week. Upon a vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed, and we are adjourning to closed session at 2:07. 5.1, the regular board meeting of the California Military Institute is reconvening at?
No.
Sorry. Okay. I apologize. 5.1, the regular board meeting of the Paris Union High School District is reconvening at 5:20 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Put your right hand over your heart. We're ready to begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And tonight I have the honor of doing the invocation. If you just please remain standing for the invocation. You know, anytime there's a loss of life, it's never good. And we live in a world that's kind of going with all kinds of different things. And unfortunately for us, we've had 2 students who have passed. And so as you take your time to pray or do whatever it is for the next few seconds of silence, we ask that you keep Nathan Vasquez's family. He was a Paloma Valley High School student in your memories and your thoughts, please. And Giovanni Gonzalez from Paris High School as well. So if you don't mind, just next few seconds, just take this time to acknowledge that. Thank you. (7.1) The board president will recess the meeting to conduct the regular board meeting of the California Military Institute Charter School. We are recessing the meeting at 5:22 p.m. to conduct the regular board meeting of the California Military Institute. Okay, thank you very much. We're going back to the Paris Union High School District meeting. The regular board meeting of the Paris Union High School District is reconvening at 7:01 p.m. 8.1, revision, adoption, ordering of agenda for May 21st, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Do I have a second? Thank you, Trustee Stafford. Please vote. Upon a vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed. Oral reports. 9.1, a report out of closed session.
Thank you, President Campos. In closed session today, by a vote of 5-0, the Board of Trustees approved a settlement agreement for OAH case number 202-412-0436 with the Paris Union High School District by the following vote. Ms. Jamie Anaya, yes. Steve Campos, yes. Edward Garcia, yes. Charles Hall, yes. Anthony Stafford Sr., yes. In closed session today, the board took action to appoint Ms. Esmeralda Rodriguez Chalfan as Director of Pupil Services effective July 1st, 2025 by the following vote. Ms. Anaya, yes. Mr. Campos, he abstained. Eduardo Garcia, abstained. Mr. Holt, yes. And Anthony Stafford Sr., yes. Congratulations to Mr. Escobar.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Ross. So 9.3, student representatives to the Board of Trustees. Did you skip? Or was that? Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped one. I just saw superintendent. I apologize. 9.2, district update by the superintendent. Sorry about that, Dr. Ross.
That's okay. That's okay, President Campos. First of all, we are going to ask Mr. Alfredo Andrade, Chief Human Resources Officer. He will present the RAPE Award.
Thank you, Dr. Arau, President Campos and Board, staff, and community. So this month, we have 4 winners of the RAPE Award. So I'm going to go ahead, and they're all from Paris High School. I'm going to go ahead and read the statement first. It is my great pleasure to recognize and sincerely thank 4 outstanding individuals who have truly risen to the occasion after earning their school administrative credentials. Their support in our discipline office has been nothing short of invaluable. These individuals have consistently demonstrated professionalism, sound judgment, and a student-centered approach in everything they do. Whether it's facilitating Saturday school, resolving student conflicts with fairness and empathy, or simply showing up every day as dependable collaborative team members, their presence has made a noticeable and positive difference on our campus. Their initiative, dedication, willingness to go above and beyond exemplify the kind of leadership our schools need. Their hard work and unwavering commitment are deeply appreciated, and their impact is felt daily by students and staff alike. On behalf of our school community, thank you for the continued excellence and service. And our teachers are Teresa Gonzalez, Cameron Mackley, Eric Para-Henry, and Norma Tippy.
You don't want them to stay up
You
here?
guys want to take a picture with the board?
Are we going down or we staying up?
Are we staying up or going down?
Whichever you want. Whichever is easy.
Whatever, make the better picture.
We'll stand up. We'll stand up, you want. Congratulations, guys. Thank you.
Gracias.
Congratulations.
Gracias. Gracias. Dr. Arau. Gracias. Thank you, sir.
Come closer. All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, never mind. They just walked in.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Andrade, and congratulations to our teachers who received the RAPE Awards. The next item is on Friday, April 25th. There was an outstanding event at the Riverside County Office of Education, and our best student essay winner is Diana Contreras. Congratulations to Diana. The teacher of the year was Mr. Drew Morgan from Paris High School. Congratulations. Also, I would like to say congratulations to the 2025 Paris Union High School District Best Awards nominees. Administrator, Dr. Hill Wilkinson from Liberty High School. Teacher, Mr. Drew Morgan, Paris High School. Support staff, Guadalupe Fieros from Heritage High School. Paraeducator, Avid Tutor Francisca Ayala from Paloma Valley High School. Parent Volunteer, Ms. Luz Maria Farias from Pinacate Middle School. And the student SA again is Diana Contreras from Heritage High School, and her teacher, Victoria Muedano. I want to also share with all of you that I attended the Unify Prom event. This is a district-wide dance event for our students with moderate to severe disabilities. It was held at the Fairfield Inn and Suites in Menifee. It was a wonderful event, and I want to say thank you to all our educators involved in organizing this excellent event for our students. Thank you so much. On Thursday, May 8th, I had the privilege also to attend the Paris High School FFA banquet. It was a wonderful event, so congratulations to all the students from the FFA, especially to the seniors, to the graduates, class of 2025. I and our cabinet attended the Rotary Club of Paris Honor Gala, where we honor and acknowledge our Teachers of the Year at the district level. So congratulations to all of our district Teachers of the Year and the other educators who receive recognition at the Rotary Gala. Also on Wednesday, May 14th, Mr. Andrade and I attended a wonderful event at Paris High School, the Senior Awards Night. I would like to share with you the following. This is something exciting. RCOE organized a FAFSA challenge. I want to say congratulations to all of our district. Paris Junior High School District is the Riverside County Small District winner for the Riverside County J-Bay FAFSA CARA Challenge Award. And recognition, incentive for the 24-25 school year. Our seniors from the foster youth demographics, they had 77% completion of the FAFSA. To recognize Paris Junior High School District, RCOE will set up a district site visit and a photo opportunity with our Riverside County Superintendent, Dr. Edwin Gomez. Along with the photo, our district will receive an award banner and a certificates of recognition, as well as a spotlight on the RCOE website and social media. I want to say thank you, first of all, to all the educators who made this possible, to Mr. Atkins, all of our counselors in our district, and all of our school administrators for their commitment, for their hard work to support one of the most vulnerable student groups in our district. It was an amazing job. Congratulations to our students, and thank you to our educators. During this year and today, we have some student representatives from all of the schools, and they kept us informed, sharing the wonderful things that they were happening on a monthly basis at their sites. And tonight, we would like to present a certificate of recognition for their wonderful work and their support to your school sites. So from Heritage High School, Rashad Anderson. From Heritage High School also, Autiana Cisneros. Taylor Rendon from Heritage High School. And thank you so much for keeping us informed. Heritage High School also, Devon Saunders. Liberty High School, Philip Hugh.
Can somebody help her?
From Liberty High School, Jeremy Majabo. From Liberty High School also, Alina Zavala. From Paloma Valley High School. From Paloma Valley High School, Hannah Roof. From Paloma Valley High School also, Nevea Soto. From Paris High School, Valentina Acosta. Thank you. I appreciate it. From Paris High School, Grecia Aguilar. From Paris High School, Cesar Cáceres. From Paris High School, Juan Carmona. Thank you. From Paris High School, Alisa Schwab. From Paris High School, Jacob Cooper. Thank you.
Good job.
From Paris High School, Linda Corrales. From Paris High School also, Diego Hermosillo. Thank you. From Paris High School, Alison Moctezuma. From Paris High School also, Melanie Molina Garcia. From Paris High School, Gladys Sandoval. Thank you. From Pinacate Middle School, Isabela Duarte. From Pinacate also, Naomi Martin. From Pinacate Middle School, Cela Pollerera. Paris Lake High School, Frankie Alvarez. From Paris Lake High School, Joanna Alvarez. From Paris Lake High School, Alondra León Arenas. From Paris Lake High School also, Medina Sofia Bakrami. From Paris Lake High School, Isaiah Camacho. From Paris Lake High School, John Flowers. Paris Lake High School, Natalie Gallegos. Also from Paris Lake, Leslie Perez. From Paris Lake High School, Alvis Isasaga. Thank you. From Paris Lake High School, Amanda Rodriguez. Paris Lake High School, Nia Salazar. Paris Lake High School, Franklin Tupu. Paris Lake High School, Ángel Victoriano. Paris Lake High School, Vanessa Vidales. Yes, identificada, vamos a ver aquí, the picture.
Get squeezed out.
Oh, I know. This is what it's about right here.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, guys. No, you don't have to sit down. Stand tall. There you go. She said cheese and I said cheese.
If you don't take like 30, after she wins.
They need to come over and better shot.
You, sir, you can come closer.
Come, get in the middle of there.
You guys can come.
One more.
Paris posse. You guys represented well, Paris. Good job. The Panther Pride.
One, two, three. Cheese. Post it out on the Paris ASB page.
We got photographers over there, huh?
Oh.
Thank you guys. Congratulations. Congratulations. You guys did a great job.
Thank you.
This is what it's all about.
Yes,
here.
they want to take your picture again. Can you guys stay here? They want to take some more pictures real quick. Congratulations. Great job. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys are doing a great job.
Wonderful job.
Great job.
Wonderful job. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. You deserve it.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Good job, guys. Thank you so much. Good job.
One more picture.
Heritage.
Hell yeah. She might want to shift over a little to the right.
She wants it tailor-made.
Right there. There you go.
Hey,
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Oh, sorry.
Good job.
Way to represent.
Good job.
All right. Good job.
Thank you.
It'd be nice, yeah. I don't see why we can't have it at some gyms. We just need dice.
Thank you all. Have a safe drive back home.
Just a little bit higher.
Okay, 9.3, student representative to the Board of Trustees. From Heritage High School, Taylor Bernardo.
It's in your microphone.
Oh.
My name is Taylor Grunder, and I'm thrilled to talk about the events and activities that have been going on as we close out the school year. Our robotics team, Gear Gurus, had quite the winning season, enough to travel all the way to Massachusetts to attend the World's competition. While they competed against 56 teams from 23 different states and 3 different countries, with their performance ranked in the top 1% in the world, our team showed that hard work pays off and brought home an Inspire Award to top it all off. Congrats to Gear Gurus and their advisor, Mr. Santana and Miss E. Each year, our film students have taken part of Directing Change, a statewide film competition to bring awareness to mental health issues and suicide prevention amongst teens. In previous years, we have won first in the county in multiple categories, and this year not only does Malin Sanders continue that trend, winning first in the county last Thursday at a ceremony at the Fox Theater in Riverside for her film I Love Your Hair, a spoken word piece bringing light to the struggles of having your natural hair as your identity, won first place in the state under the Hope and Justice category, and will be attending the statewide ceremony in Los Angeles on the 22nd of May to accept her award at the United Theater. We're super proud of all of Malin's accomplishments on our campus. Our amazing drama department recently put on a fantastic performance which they have been preparing for over the past few months. The dedication and talent from the cast and crew truly brought the story, The Little Shop of Horrors, to life on stage. From the cool props on the stage to the singing, they truly knew how to work hard to produce something for an audience. A special thank you to Ms. Perry for working countless hours to provide this production. We had another cool showcase on our spoken word night. A bunch of students bravely took the mic to share their stories, poetry, and experiences. It was a way for our students who have a talent for writing to showcase this to their peers. Also, another way for students to share the experiences that they have gone through growing up. With the end of the year approaching, so did the end of our spring sports. Our student athletes are very impressive here on our campus, as our baseball team took home the league championship title, making it to the first round of CIF, where their season shortly came to an end. Our girls and boys swim team is placing high in their division with a couple of kids going to CIF for individual events and relays, eventually leading 5 girls to the CIF finals. Our tennis team is placing high as well in their league and going to round 2 of CIF. Our track team is taking it far as well, having 5 athletes going to CIF. Girls lacrosse placed 2nd and went to round 2 of CIF. Stunt placed 3rd in the season and went to round 1 of CIF. Finally, our boys volleyball went to round 3 of CIF. Prom was a huge success this year, a night filled with excitement, energy, and unforgettable memories. The venue was beautiful and it was very on theme with the vintage Hollywood. It was a fun night where students came together to enjoy one last big event with their classmates. It gave everyone a chance to dress up, take pictures, and celebrate their journey through high school in a meaningful way. Here are a few of our upcoming events. Grad Night, May 22nd, Senior Finals start May 30th, Senior Checkout, June 5th, Senior Sunset, June 6th, Grad Practice, June 9th, Graduation, June 11th. This concludes our presentation. Thank you so much for the continued support of what we do here at Heritage. It has been a privilege sharing our highlights and accomplishments with you this year. Thank you for your time, and we hope you have a great summer.
Okay, I have the honor to introduce Liberty High School student representatives Philip Chu. It's great to finally see him. Jeremy Malabo and Alina Zavala.
Good evening, members of the board, Dr. Arao, and the cabinet. I'm Alina.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm Phil.
And this is
our main recap. Liberty High School is proud to announce our Student of the Year, Stephanie Mendoza. She's an outstanding leader who demonstrates kindness, dedication, and resilience every day. She's headed to UCLA this fall to study biochemistry, and she's someone who brings out the best version of others. We're proud to announce her to be our rising candidate.
We are so proud of Jaden Morash for being selected to serve on the Castle State Board and next year's ASB president. He has a lot of energy, kindness, and passion, and truly stands out, and he cares very deeply about his community.
On April 29th, Liberty hosted its second annual ASL show, featuring Level 3 and Level 4 classes. Students performed side interpretations of various songs, showcasing their skills and creativity. It was a wonderful celebration of deaf culture and teamwork here at Liberty.
On May 1st, Liberty's AAPAC and BSU Night celebrated culture, heritage, and unity through a recognition ceremony. Graduated seniors were recognized at this event, and there was a lot of celebration.
On behalf of AJP, thank you so much for taking the time to watch our monthly videos.
We really appreciate your attention and the care that you put into supporting Liberty.
It means a lot to us knowing that you're invested in Liberty's success. Thank you again for being there for us.
AJP out. As always,
Have a great day.
Go Bison!
From Paloma Valley High School, Student Representative Hannah Ruff.
Hello, Fairfield School Board. I'm Hannah Ruff, back again with the Wildcat updates from April to May. Let's start off with our last video of the year with students and sports updates. Congratulations to the girls swim and track and field for being CIF finalists. And another congratulations to Gianna Bailey and Javon Major for winning Athletes of the Year, and to Nicole Liu for achieving Student of the Year.
And guess what? Congratulations, Nicole. It's really an incredible thing, right? Out of every single 12 years here, you are considered Student of the Year for Paloma. And and out of the entire district, right? That's absolutely incredible honor, and I think you've earned it. So
And how about our Wildcat Jazz Band taking first place in the big band category at our recent jazz festival? Great job, Wildcats! You're really going above and beyond for these achievements. Next, we have the amazing events going on at Paloma Valley this past month. First up, we just recently had our Unified Prom, where we made our special needs students feel included by hosting a prom just for them. Then, speaking of prom, just this past weekend, we had our Twilight themed prom at Desert Willow Golf Course in Palm Desert. The decorations were gorgeous, the spirits were high, and it definitely made for a perfect night. Still to come, we have some exciting events planned to finish off the rest of the school year. On May 27th, we have our annual Powder Puff Game. On May 30th, we have yet another Food Frenzy, followed by Grad Night on June 1st. Then, more fun for the seniors happens on June 5th for Senior Awards. And just a bit after that, we end the school year with finals and graduation. It has been a pleasure to present to you this year's Paris Senior School Board. And with that being said, for the last time, I'm Hannah Rupp with Paloma Valley ASB, and I hope you have a great summer.
I have the honor to introduce from Paris High, Jacob Cooper and Juan Carmona.
Good morning, School Board and Council. My name is Jacob.
And my name is Juan, and we're here to share all the events that Paris High had for the month of April and May. Let's start with our first one. On April 11th, Panther TV went to a Universal field trip to go learn how movie magic was made.
Next, our Avid students were rewarded with an ice cream celebration for all their hard work preparing for colleges. Next came prom. I was having a blast. Were you?
Yeah. We also visited the University of San Diego, touring their campus and showing us a bit of life after high school.
Whoa, did you guys see that? It was our auto students on their way to the racetrack. We also showed love to our cafeteria staff during Cafeteria Worker Appreciation Day. Another fun event we had was our egg hunt event. You're never too young to do an egg hunt, so.
At Senior Awards tonight, our seniors were honored for their achievements in academics and leadership. It was a very proud and emotional day. Hope you guys enjoyed our spring highlight. My name is Juan Carmona.
And I'm Jacob Cooper.
See you guys.
Okay. I get the honor of introducing Pennant County Middle School student representatives Isabella Duarte and Naomi Martin.
My name is Naomi Martin, and I'm the ASB student
rep at Pinacati Middle School.
My name is Isabella Duarte and I'm an ASU student rep at Pinacati. We're here to report what's been happening at Pinacati Middle School for the past month. May flew by and here's what you need to know.
ASB ran an SPAD prep rally on Friday, May 2nd to get kids hyped for the state testing. It was a fun and energetic way to kick off the state testing.
The 8th grade field trip to Knott's is on Monday, June 9th and is sold out. The 7th grade field trip to Castle Park is almost sold out and is motivating kids to bring their grades up in order to be able to attend.
Thank you to everyone who came out to support the Pinacati soccer teams yesterday. Both teams played very well and the cheerleaders thrilled the fans. The girls team fought hard and earned second place in the league. Awesome job, Lady Pumas. The boys team dominated the game and beat Mount Shadows 2-0, making them Inland Valley League champions. Congratulations, boys soccer team. The Pinacati Pumas are proud of you.
Our SPAC Fiesta was a huge hit yesterday. We had many kids attendance who enjoyed the Spanish music playlist, face painting, karaoke, loteria, and yummy food in our fiestas. Thank you to Ms. Sanchez and Ms. Niebla for putting this event on for our students yesterday. Ms. Sanchez will be our ASB teacher next year and everyone knows she will do an amazing job.
Thank you for watching and stay tuned. We hope you have a wonderful summer.
That was awesome. Great to see him here in person. 9.4 PSEA President Jason Miller. Sorry.
It's okay. Be close. Prayers to the family of Nathan Vasquez. I did not know him personally, but the twins, relatives of his, are students in my class and they are great students. Congratulations to all the Rave Award winners and any of the employees that were given awards tonight. PSA recently had an election and I'm pleased to announce that you are stuck with me for another 2 years. I will be able to serve employees at PUHSD, all because of the grace of Jesus Christ, whom I accept as my Savior, and taking on the role of President for another term is according to His plan. Congratulations to Candace Rains as she embarks on a new chapter in her life. We have shared many PRC meetings and many negotiation sessions together. I will always respect her very much for the work she's done. She's completely renovated several schools, built several schools, got pools at all the comprehensive high schools, and been an important player of the cabinet for a very, very long time. You will be missed. This year has been a strange year. Not a bad year, just a strange one. We have a lot of new people coming into leadership, especially at the top, and I'm hopeful and very excited that we're going to start with a very new cabinet, very new set of directors, and that makes my heart happy. There are many things I'll be sharing with them about how they're coming into a pre-built family of employees. Students first is important, but you only achieve students first through your employees. The people who know the most that students come first are the ones in front of them every day and every hour of the year. New leaders would do well to remember this. We understand that new leaders are inherently new leaders. It's not necessarily their job description to be teaching the students directly, but putting together policies and running the district in such a way as to promote the teaching and wellness for our students. So a very important role as well. It will be your frontline educators, however, and employees that will be able to tell you what will work and what will not. It is also important to remember that educational leaders have a billion ideas and issues set in front of them on any given day. And with that in mind, please, as you're running the district, we ask that you continue to practice the art of prioritizing. What is important and what is not important, because we have so much in front of us as leaders. For us, how your employees are feeling about their job because of decisions made at the top is a huge priority. The collective emotional workplace morale can make or break any organization, including a school district. Do you have employees that want to thrive and move the organization forward, or do they feel like they're just collecting a paycheck? This is not a commentary on which of these are happening. It's just these are perspectives of what employees value. Some of us have been in the game for a while and seen quite a bit of both great things and shenanigans at the same time. I thank the teachers, educators, counselors, PSEA members, CMI, CSA, and of course the administrators for the work they will do and will continue to do. Thank you for this time to speak.
Thank you. Thank you, Jason. 9.5 CSEA President Cynthia Navarro.
Thank you. So good evening, President Campos, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Dr. Rao, Cabinet, guests, staff. All right, so we continue to promote within, which is great, especially with our work-based learning program coming through. We've had a great pool of candidates, and we already saw someone promote within, and we're just very hopeful for the rest of the team to come through. And so we're very excited about that. So negotiations update. All right, I wanted to say we have finalized 24-25, but we just need to work on a little clause contract language. We're meeting on Friday, and it should be it. Like our reopeners should be done, hopefully, because wow, man. Members aren't too happy. I do have to say that. We weren't able to negotiate a salary increase, like at all. A bonus, a 1%, 0.5%, nothing. So members are upset. They don't feel valued. And I have to stand here strong for them. And I will continue to advocate, because that's what I signed up for, to help, to be a voice for them. And I will continue to do so. I will share that the member said, let's go to impasse, let's go, let's do it. And I was like, yes, but we have to be strategic. I'm learning as in this new role and in negotiations, I'm learning a lot. And professionally and in my current education that I'm going through, I'm learning more and more. And I'm thankful because I sat with Mr. Andrade and he's taken my hand and guided me. Dr. Arau, Maribel, Miss Rains. I'm so just appreciative of this guidance and the collaboration. So I do want to point that out. So we also have a couple of MOUs on the agenda today. So, we're seeking your support and your approval, and then also for our IP, our initial proposal for 25-26, and we just hope for, again, a vote in favor for our successor agreement negotiations, and always looking for that collaborative approach, because we are all for that. And, let's see what else on with, okay. So this month was full of celebrations with Teacher Appreciation Week, and of course this week CSEW, California School Employee Week. And, Mr. Stafford, being a classified employee as well, retired, but, you were a classified employee. Mr. Garcia, we celebrate each other, we celebrate ourselves. This week is all about us, and we gave our members a gift. It was a tumbler, like a coffee cup, and it said, "We work with class," because we're classy, So they were just we didn't know what to expect. And they were just so like, "Oh my God, this is so cool." And they just appreciate that token of appreciation. And then also administrators at the different sites, they've been treating us every week with different things. So we are just feeling very special. And we do feel very supported and valued at the site levels. I think the concern is we are not truly feeling it district level. We are working on that. I signed up for this and said I wanted to bring the morale up within the chapter, but also I want to connect that to the district. So it is a work in progress. We are continuing to work with that because, classified employees, we say it, but we do a lot. Campus supervisors stopping fights, catching those kids, being a guide for them, a mentor. Custodians, M&O, changing light bulbs, closing tickets, tech. I couldn't name it. We go above and beyond, we really do. And same goes for certificated. We all have a piece in this puzzle. And so we'll continue to push through, and I just look forward to all the exciting things coming to Perez Union with the online academy, pending approvals of such, and new VAPA courses, mariachi, come on, sign me up for that. Where was that when I went to Paris High? But I'm just hopeful, so we're hopeful that 25-26 will bring, ADA up, and with Dr. Egan's and all the things we have going, we're very excited. So thank you again, and have a good evening.
Thank you, Cynthia. 10.1, invitation to address the Board of Trustees, non-agendized items. Are there any public comments on non-agendized items?
There was one, but I think she might have left. Amanda Alvarez? She left. Okay. So no public comments.
Okay, thank you so much. 11.1, consent calendar, approval of consent calendar items. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Anaya. And please vote. Upon a vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed. And moving on to continuing on oral reports, 12.1, charter oversight and responsibilities. Thank you and welcome, Marley.
Okay, is this my clicker here? Yes. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me tonight. My name is Marley Fox. I'm from Lockhart and Henderson. We are legal counsel for the district. And I am here to talk tonight about dependent charter schools and district obligations and charter school obligations. So charter schools, just some basics to begin. Charter schools can be considered either dependent, which is also sometimes called district affiliated, or independent. And there's no definition in the Ed Code for a dependent charter school. So typically, when a charter school is described as dependent, it means that it's been established by the school district's governing board and is dependent on its charter authorizer, the school district, in various ways. So in contrast, an independent charter school is operated by a nonprofit public benefit corporation, and it operates wholly independently of the authorizer. Both dependent and independent charter schools are public schools that operate pursuant to a charter, which is a contract between the charter school and the agency that authorizes it. So a charter both authorizes the charter school's existence, and it also outlines the terms and conditions of its operations. And so because there's no distinction in the Ed Code between a dependent charter school and an independent charter school. Both dependent and independent charter schools have to include the same elements in their charter petitions, and those are all set out in the Ed Code. Like an independent charter school, a dependent charter school can't charge tuition, has to be non-sectarian in their policies, programs, and practices. So a dependent charter school is established by and then remains part of the school district or the county office of education that granted its charter. In the school district, it's treated as one of the district schools. The district's governing board is also the governing board of the charter school, as you know. The authorizer of the school district typically administers all the funding for the charter school, so it passes through the authorizer to the charter school rather than flowing directly to the charter school as an independent charter school would. Dependent charter schools are also typically entitled to the same flexibility in establishing their curriculum as is afforded independent charter schools. Regardless of whether it's a dependent charter school or an independent charter school, the charter school is intended by the Ed Code to operate independently from the existing school district structure. And in order to maintain independence, the charter has to maintain independent fiscal operations. And any pass-through funding has to be recorded in a separate fund. And that's per the Ed Code. So dependent charter schools go through the same review, approval, and renewal process as independent charter schools. And CMI's existing charter concludes in about a year, that the current term, June 30th, 2026. So CMI must submit a charter renewal petition and then go through the same public hearing and decision process as an independent charter school would. And also the renewal petition for CMI and any other dependent charter school is required to satisfy the same requirements as an independent charter school. And again, those are set out in the Ed Code section 47605. A school district and its governing board have specific statutory duties regarding a charter school, regardless of whether the charter school is dependent or independent. The district's board determines whether the charter petition meets the legal requirements for approval. The district is required to perform its oversight duties as prescribed by law, and those are the same regardless if it's a dependent charter school or an independent charter school. They have to ensure that the charter school operates in compliance with applicable law and the terms of the charter. They need to identify one staff member or at least one staff member as a contact person for the charter school. They need to conduct at least one site visit annually. They need to ensure that the charter complies with all legally required reports. Yes?
It says visit charter school at least one time annually, right?
Yes.
The charter school needs to go to a regular public school or the other way around?
Meaning that the district representative
Okay.
who is assigned, as the
I just want to be
staff
clear
members,
on
the
that.
contact person goes to the charter school to meet with the administration to see what's happening there.
No
to
problem.
review
Thank
things.
you.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. So the district needs to make sure the charter complies with all legally required reports, including LCAP, the LCAP annual update, financial reports, budgets, and also to monitor the charter school's fiscal condition. Yes?
That's cut off in this version, this just a timely CDE notification, just so you touch on it.
Actually, thank you.
Sorry. So G and I were noticing there's a
And maybe
version
that might
difference.
happen a lot because I crammed a lot onto the slides, so let me
Didn't mean to
just,
interrupt it.
no problem, I have a printed out version here, so let me just get to the page.
That's the charter.
Hold on one sec. Aha, okay. Yes, so the district also needs to timely notify CDE if the charter is revoked or if the charter school ceases operation for any reason. think this all made it onto the slides, this one.
Yeah, I'm watching for you.
Thank you. The district's board also determines whether to approve material revisions and charter renewals. And I want to just interject something here regarding material revisions. I was standing outside earlier during CMI's board meeting and I heard some discussion about the possibility of raising the cap, the enrollment cap. That is something that actually would constitute a material revision to the charter. And so there's a process to go through for a material revision. CMI would need to submit something in writing to the district requesting a material revision and also provide a revised version of the charter. And not only would the part about increasing the enrollment cap have to be revised, but there's a law that requires that anytime there's a material revision or a charter renewal, the charter school has to update the charter to include any new requirements that have changed in the law since the time the charter was last materially revised or granted or renewed. So that would all need to happen. And the way it works is, or it should work, is so CMI should submit a letter requesting the material revision. They should submit also a redlined version of the charter petition so the board and the district can see everything that's been changed and also a clean copy. And then there would need to be a public hearing on the material revision and then a vote on the material revision. And so I know that CMI is up for renewal. And it's possible to have both of those take place at the same time because I know it's going to be a lot of work to update the charter. So you could have the same evening, you could have the public hearings at one meeting, and then you could have, the next month, or you could have the actual decisions. But you could do both of them at the same time. You have to have separate board items for each separate public hearing for each, the material revision and the renewal, and then also a separate item for the decision on each. I just wanted to add that because I heard the discussion about it outside.
Now, realistically on that one, so because we're going to be going through in the following year, is it most likely that it'll happen 26, 27 as opposed to 25, 26 to get it out? I mean, just because the year's ending and we're starting, is there potential time to do that for the 25, 26 year, or?
To have both of those things decided in 25, 26, which ends 25, 26 ends next June. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, of course.
But the school year starts in July.
Right. So the charter petition it goes for another year. The term expires June 30th, 2026. So there's a full year to take care of this.
Right, but so that to take care of it so that we can implement it in 26, 27.
Sure.
Right,
yes,
okay.
Of course.
So that okay, thank you.
Yes. Okay, so moving along. The district board also has responsibility for determining whether the charter school has committed a condition for charter revocation and has the power to revoke the charter if the charter school commits a violation either of law or of one of the terms of the charter. And also, if the charter school applies for facilities pursuant to Proposition 39, then the school district has the responsibility for providing reasonably equivalent facilities if the charter school submits a timely facilities request and satisfies the legal requirements for facilities. So, in addition to specific oversight duties, charter authorizers provide charter schools they authorize with general guidance on issues such as funding and compliance. And a charter, did you have a question?
I have a question, Marley, because I think bullet number 3 is so important, mostly what we are having the requests right now. That is the district, Pebble Junior High School District, responsibility to provide reasonably equivalent facilities, right? But there is a condition. If charter school timely submits Proposition 39 facility requests and satisfy the legal requirements for facilities.
Yes.
Can you expand a little bit on the proposition 39?
Sure.
I think it's of ultimate importance because we want to be responsive to what our parents and the community in CMI is requesting.
Sure. So Proposition 39, Ed Code Section 47614 details an annual process for requesting and receiving facilities for a charter school. The charter school would have to submit a written facilities request to the district no later than November 1st of the school year before the year that they actually want facilities. So if a charter school wanted facilities for the 26-27 school year, they would need to submit a written facilities request to the district by November 1st, 2025. And then that begins a roughly 6-month process of back and forth between the district and the charter school. So let's see if I have all of this in my head here. So November 1st, the charter school submits the facility request. By December 1st, the district reviews the facilities request. And the district looks specifically at the average daily attendance, the in-district average daily attendance projections from the charter school, and looks and decides whether they're reasonable or not. And so by December 1st, the district has an opportunity to respond and say, hey, we don't agree with your projection here, we think in fact it's this, and then to provide reasoning as to why they don't agree with the district, with the charter school's ADA projection, or the district can accept it as reasonable. And then if the district does happen to object, the charter school has until January 2nd to come back and respond to what the district said, and either provide additional documentation or explain why the district is wrong, or why they believe the district is wrong. And then by February 1st, the school district provides what's called a preliminary proposal of facilities. So the district evaluates the facilities request fully, looks at what the charter school wants, looks at what the district has available in its inventory of facilities, and comes up with a preliminary proposal. It's not an actual offer of facilities, but we detail the number of classrooms provided, the location, the non-classroom space, the specialized classroom space, and so the charter school receives that about February 1st, and then has a month until March 1st to review it and come back to the district and submit something in writing explaining, if they find anything wrong with it, if they'd like to propose something different, and then the district reviews it, and by April 1st, the district provides a facilities offer to the charter school. And then the charter school has until May 1st to accept or reject that offer. And then the district has until 10 business days before before the charter school's first day of school to make the facilities available. And I guess in emergency situations, it can be 7 business days instead of 10. But there's also something, I see you have a question. I'm just going to add something else. So Proposition 39 is Ed Code Section 47614, but there's also these implementing regulations for Prop 39. And one of those regulations allows a school district and a charter school to enter into an alternative agreement or an in lieu agreement outside of Proposition 39 for basically they can make any kind of arrangement for facilities that's outside of the Prop 39 process. Anyway, sorry, your question.
Well, okay, so on the facilities request, would that be kind of like the things that you might have heard them asking for a new football field, or or could it be like technology, basically to rewire the place? Could it be adding portables? Obviously there would have to be a justification for everything within the plan and submitted, but are those the things that they could be requesting, or?
So they can request, they're requesting that the district provide facilities for a particular school year. And they can specify in their facilities request, we would like to be at a facility that has these kinds of things. That's not where they would request the district to pay for certain things necessarily. The district has to only provide reasonably equivalent facilities to what it might have at its other schools. But reasonably equivalent doesn't mean the same necessarily. It doesn't mean like if you have, let's say, 2 high schools that have soccer fields, one high school doesn't have a soccer field, one high school has a swimming pool, 2 don't. You just kind of have to look at everything, and it's kind of a case-by-case determination.
So one of my questions on that one would be, so at the charter school at CMI, we have elementary school kids, which we don't have obviously anywhere else. We have one middle school, and then we have the high schools. So if they were to request kind of like an elementary section that maybe doesn't exist, maybe they wanted to put restrooms to keep the elementary kids away from the older kids, and just kind of separate them, maybe have a little space to play, a little play area that's kind of designated for them, so that they're just, you have elementary kids and then you have high school kids. Is that something that, because that's unique and different, because you can't compare that anywhere else, but if it's, let's just say it's a stated need, or they specify, hey, that we would like to have this because we've been having issues, with them commingling and just kind of separating the space, would that be something that is possible, or?
Anything is possible.
Okay.
There's I don't have the exact language with me, but there's something in the law that says that the school district is not obligated to modify a facility to accommodate the charter school's grade level configuration. Something like that. I don't have the exact language on me right now, but there's nothing that stops you from doing that. Even if it's outside of Prop 39, you can make those modifications if you choose to.
No, so and I don't know if you're going to get to it later, but so let's just say in a perfect world, where we decide, okay, we're going to do that. Now, does that mean that the parish union could say, okay, with these improvements, now the cost, for the facilities will increase based on a percentage, based on the facilities and what the outgoing costs are to kind of recover them?
Right. So if you go like straight Proposition 39, you charge the charter school a pro rata share. That's this whole calculation, and I don't unfortunately have my code with me, so I can't tell you, and the regulation with me, so I can't tell you everything that goes into it. You're restricted to charge a certain amount. However, you can, if you enter into an alternative agreement with the charter school, you can charge anything. You can charge fair market rent for the facility. So that can certainly be worked out.
Okay, thank you.
In those terms that Mr. Campos is asking, Maria, I was going to ask about the funding. Because the most important thing, let's say hypothetically speaking, is because anything is in the millions, right? Let's say something costs $4 million. Where does the money come from?
Let me get to that.
Okay.
I'll get to it later. I have that. I think if that's, if you can ask me if I don't cover what your question, and then you see if we get there. Okay, should I continue on here?
Yeah.
Okay. Did I finish everything here? Charter authorized. I think I didn't say charter authorizer has the authority to and should periodically inspect the credentials of charter school teachers to make sure they're in compliance with the law. Okay. The degree to which a charter school is dependent on its authorizer is established in the charter petition and also by contract. CMI's charter and its MOU with the district set forth the details of its relationship with the district. And I see that the slide is cut off kind of at the bottom here too. The district's governing board also, as we already talked about, serves as CMI's governing board. CMI, excuse my typo there, utilizes textbooks and supplemental instructional materials approved by both governing boards. CMI functions as a public school of the district for purposes of special education and related services. CMI's principal is employed directly by the district. CMI, it will comply with all district health and safety policies. And CMI will receive business services, maintenance support, facilities, transportation support, HR services, educational program support services as appropriate and necessary from the district. And I think it's cut off. It also says CMI's audits will be conducted by an independent firm retained by the district. CMI has also entered into an MOU with the district for the provision of various services as is permitted by law. The law says, the Ed Code says, the district is legally permitted to charge CMI for these services separately from the fee it charges for oversight. Pursuant to the MOU, the district provides CMI with rent-free facility. And in exchange for that, the district collects 3% for the actual costs of supervisorial oversight, not to exceed 3% of CMI's revenue. And also pursuant to the MOU, the district's responsible for providing CMI with services, including the following, in exchange for a 7% fee of CMI's actual annual expenditures. And there's business operations. I don't know if you guys want me to go through the whole list of things here or not, but.
No, because they're going to send it to us.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Lots of business operations. Insurance and risk management, lots of that stuff too. Personnel services, instructional services. Also pursuant to the MOU, CMI has responsibilities for maintaining fiscal solvency, preparing an initial proposed budget by March of each year, maintaining a reserve of at least 3% for economic uncertainties, although at times the district may require to increase up to 5%. Participate in the district's annual audit. Work with the district to prepare student enrollment and average daily attendance projections. Maintain general liability and errors and omissions insurance policies. And CMI is responsible for the cost of all insurance coverage as a direct charge. Provide and pay for workers' comp, employer's liability coverage, and unemployment insurance. Provide transportation for its students. And CMI, I'm sure.
The transportation
Yes.
that they have to provide for students, is that a law or is that just something in the agreement?
It's in the agreement.
Okay.
Yeah. And I believe I read that it's coordinated with Hemet Unified. Okay.
Real quick, Candace, are we providing transportation for them?
So in two capacities, so they contract with Hemet Unified separate from the district, and so those two capacities are, they have three different routes of home to school transportation, busing in students from Moreno Valley School District, but then they also do like their athletics and extracurricular on an hourly basis, just like Hemet does for the district.
So, but we don't have students being picked up from home, brought to school from?
Only from Moreno Valley.
Only
From outside of the district.
Okay, thank you.
And also per the contract, CMI's principal manages the school site, facilities, student discipline. Yes. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I know you couldn't see me.
I'm so fixated on the screen.
I know. I just want, before you go too much further away from this, you talked about an advisory council. Do we have an advisory council in place?
They do. They have a military advisory
Oh,
council.
yes. Yes, okay. And this 12.1, which you're giving this presentation on, I'm confused. This is CMI. Why isn't it on CMI's agenda? That's not your fault, but why is this on?
Well, I guess the way I took that is we're the overseers of CMI, therefore it's our meeting because we're in jurisdiction of CMI. So when all the charter and everything goes through, it's going through for us as Paris Union to then make sure that we oversee the proper structure of the new charter. And I mean, that was my understanding as to why.
This is part of charter. I mean, we are talking about charter school oversight. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying
there's responsibility.
There's no right or wrong here.
Yeah.
We just did CMI.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, that's it.
CMI principal also manages instruction and identification and assignment of workspaces for all CMI and California Military Department personnel on campus. So in addition to the 3% that CMI pays for oversight to the district and the 7% that it pays for the charges that we didn't go through in great detail, their CMI is also pursuant to the MOU responsible for certain direct charges regarding or relating to its day-to-day operation, and that would be utilities costs, phone service, alarm, security, custodial service, postage and mailing supplies, software and applications, new equipment, replacement, repairs of existing equipment, student field trips, salaries and benefits paid to CMI employees, professional memberships held by CMI or its employees, staff development, graduation costs, purchase of textbooks, materials, supplies, and equipment, costs resulting from any audit findings or additional audits required, and cost of legal services. Pursuant to the MOU, the district is responsible for regular maintenance and repairs of buildings and building structures and the cost of upkeep to CMI grounds. However, the MOU provides that if CMI wishes to deviate from the regular schedule for facilities maintenance or to upgrade the general scope of work that would be provided, the cost is to be negotiated in advance and directly charged to CMI. This includes, but is not limited to, painting, carpet, asphalt, roof replacement, HVAC, plumbing, lighting, and structural additions or modifications. The MOU also explains that the cost of any new construction or modernizations shall be negotiated with the district in advance and it says provided within funds available to either CMI or the district or both. This language places no mandatory obligation on the district to pay for construction or modernization at CMI. The district may, through negotiations, decide to pay for all or part of any construction or modernization at CMI. And should this, I just added this in here, should this be a Prop 39 situation, which it's not currently, that law provides that a school district is not obligated, this is the language I was looking for earlier. The school district is not obligated to pay for the modification of an existing school site to accommodate the charter school's grade level configuration, but that doesn't prevent it from doing so, it's just not legally obligated to do that. So neither the law nor the MOU obligates the district to build CMI a swimming pool. Neither the law nor the MOU obligates the district to build CMI a football stadium. CMI may certainly discuss additions to its campus with the district, but the funding has to be negotiated pursuant to the contract that exists, the MOU that exists. And I just included some different funding options here. There's the Charter School Facilities Grant Program. It's where the California School Finance Authority provides grants to offset facilities costs for charter schools serving a high percentage of students who are eligible for free or reduced price meals. In order to qualify for the grant, a dependent charter school has to demonstrate operational and financial autonomy from the supervising school district. There's also funds available through the Charter School Facilities Program that can be used to finance construction of new permanent school facilities or to rehab or modernize existing district facilities that are at least 15 years old for use by a charter school. But there are some requirements there. It has to be 50% state grant and 50% applicant contribution or loan, and it requires a very long lease for the school district, at least 40 years. And the school district may choose to include charter school facilities in its local bond program. And then also, charter school can obviously seek donations or hold fundraising events to raise money if it chooses to do so. And as we discussed earlier, CMI or any other dependent charter school also has the option of submitting a Proposition 39 facilities request to request district facilities. And that's all. Any other questions?
I had one that and I know this has come up in the past. So, and I'm not 100% sure if it's in the 7%, 3%, but in terms of like special education funding or costs, are they? Is that something that's negotiated? So if you have X amount of dollars that Paris Union is paying out for special education, and CMI is a small portion of that. In other words, student population, it's 50 students, right? Do they have to pay according to the students and the per student, or is it kind of a shared cost so that everybody's kind of paying the same amount, whether they're needing it, at CMI, let's just say at CMI, they don't need to spend as much because they don't have maybe the amount of students, or there's no litigation there, or how do you differentiate the two?
So I would need to say for that, I don't really deal with special ed stuff myself, but we have people in my firm who do, so I could certainly ask that question. I know that the contract does mention something about special ed. I think I don't remember exactly what it says. I think it's calculated separately and apart from this, but any more detail I'd need to consult with somebody else to give you an answer to that.
Okay. Thank you. And that was just one because that we weren't 100% sure of it. No, thank you.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions.
Yes.
Just to clarify for my own understanding. You mentioned that a charter school renewal, it should be developed by CMI, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So if there are any concerns or any issues, it seems that there is a misconception that the charter school renewal was supposed to be done by Paris Union High School District. That's not the case.
No, so Paris Union will review what is submitted by CMI and then ultimately decide whether or not to grant the renewal.
Exactly, yes. Thank you for clarifying that, because that is important.
Right.
It seems that it was that understanding that Paris Union reviewed the charter. And we're talking about past practices. Say, oh, there's only 10 pages and it should be 80. Paris Union, why we don't have 80? Well, it is CMI, the one who develops the charter. And I know it was before Dr.
CMI is the charter school, yes, the charter school develops this.
So they developed a petition, they presented to us, to Paris Union, and we approved it.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. So I think that is an important topic because there was that. Also, increasing enrollment is a material revision. So CMI needs to present a proposal with all the variables implied in the increase of enrollment. Right? And then, okay, we are going to need this amount of teachers, we are going to have this amount of ADA increase, and we are going to be able to pay for that.
Yes.
Right? So another one, the budget is developed by CMI. Did I understand that correctly?
Right, but I probably, I think that's, is that what I said? I think that's what I said. But it's also reviewed by the district, yeah.
It is reviewed by Paris Union High School District, but the ones who determine and make the decisions how the money is going to be spent is CMI and the advisory council. Okay, yeah, because it seems to be a misconception also that it's Paris Union High School, the one who we haven't seen the budget for CMI, so why we haven't seen it, right? So these are something very important questions, right? In clarifications for the board, because it's coming across like Paris Union is the one who develops the budget, okay? And also, something really important, we already talked about facilities that we are not obligated to provide it, it can be negotiated, but nonetheless, it's our community, Paris Union High School wants to work together, and there are some requests, right? We have, for example, a football field that nowadays it might be in the millions, maybe $8 million, right? You mentioned something about grants for charters. So can that be part of the funding?
If CMI were to apply for a grant and to receive it.
Okay, so that CMI needs to apply for that, right? Because in 100% transparency, like always, it seems the perception that even I was thinking, well, Parish Union High School District, why you don't build a football field for CMI? You know, well, because you are not giving us the same thing like the other schools. But CMI needs to do its part, right? Getting the grant in order to build the football field. Is that correct?
That's
Did I understand correctly?
So according to the MOU, it can be, the district can agree if the district wishes to pay for it, right?
Yes.
Or the charter school can agree to pay for it, or they can jointly pay for it. But also, yes, I mean, CMI can certainly explore finding different ways to pay for it, and I included those funding options. I don't know whether CMI qualifies, I haven't looked into all the detail or anything, but something to explore.
Yeah. Marley, I know you're an attorney and maybe not a financial advisor, but if we are deficit spending, we have talked about deficit spending here with the board, right? For Parish Union itself. Okay, and CMI also is deficit spending based on the budget that CMI and the advisory council are supposed to develop and present to the board, not as a Parish Union. How do you suggest or what advice, even though you're not a financial advisor, can you give us in order to make a football field a reality or satisfy with the community? Because we really want to do it. If we were able to do it, I think it would have been done already, you know?
Right.
But Parish Union High School is definitely spending. We need to negotiate that, right? And CMI needs to put the part also. I think we do in order to deliver.
I mean, my recommendation would be that CMI investigate some of those funding options. You know, without, I'm definitely not a financial advisor, and but I think that's a place to start.
Okay. Yeah, and I noticed that in order for CMI to process a grant for charters, we need to do a lease for 40 years, I believe.
Right, that's a requirement of the California School Finance Authority. They require a 40-year lease.
Okay.
That's with the CSFP funding. It's not with the grant funding. It's different, I think. I don't know all the specifics of this stuff, but I do know that for the CSFP loan, that it does require 40 years. And then there's I can't remember everything, but there basically, like, if CMI were to vacate that site, the district would then have to try to find another charter school to occupy that site. So the 40-year period would be covered, and then only if the district can't find another charter school, then the district could use it for its own purposes, kind of something like that.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I think we are addressing these issues. We want to do the best, right? But also we need to be cognizant and we need to recognize the financial implications of that. And I think it was a wonderful presentation. Thank you. Those were the questions. Very good.
So this is kind of a question for both of you. You don't have to answer it if you don't know, but do you guys know where we would look for grant money for charter school? Like, we've been asking questions like this for a while and we haven't got an answer. So if you do, can you send Mr. Dodson the information and Dr. Rouse, that way they can make sure? I appreciate you.
Yeah, so one would be the California School Finance Authority, right? That's where they can apply or at least take a look and research how they can do it.
Yeah, actually I can send that information.
Okay, now, and I know in hearing Dr. Rouse and what he mentioned, I mean, we're kind of in a unique situation where, Dr. Dodson is I mean, I know that in the explanation, it's kind of like, okay, it seems like the burden would be on him for the charter and to do all that. But how can we partner? I mean, I think we've all kind of had this mentality that it's a partnership, and that obviously we want them to continue to succeed and to thrive. But at the same time, how do we work it together so that it's not like they're out on their own?
Well, I think you can just be in regular communication about it. I mean, as part of you are the oversight agency for the district, and so you are engaged in conversation regularly. It's my understanding, and so that we'll just continue discussing.
So as the charter's being written and formed, it's with you guys' help as well as the district as well as the charter, kind of all working together to rewrite it so that it's properly written, constituted. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Anybody else?
No, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Have a safe drive home.
Thank you.
Okay, 12.2, Inland Online Academy presentation.
So?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, good evening. So I am excited to share the work and to give a little snapshot of the Inland Online Academy, which formerly was Scholar Plus Online Learning Academy. Yes, I got it. On this first slide, I just wanted to recognize that when you talk about boots to ground and full speed ahead, I have to just acknowledge the work of our interim director of CNI, Mr. Sennett, and our principal of Inland Online Academy, Dr. Tomasian. We literally have been working hard, and because this is something that we want on the ground now for the upcoming school year. These two logos that are representing Inland Online Academy were developed and finalized at our last student, what is it called, our superintendent student advisory meeting. And they finalized these last two logos to represent the online school. So we wanted to make sure we highlighted that because it was definitely a student-centered idea. And they have students, they know what they like, and it's not always what adults think they like. So with that, so the general overview is, again, we're moving from SOLA to rebranding. And the rebranding was really focused on the idea of, again, broadening the appeal of what we have up here for our online options. It's really about flexibility for students. Again, there are too many ways right now that students can be educated. And with everything we have at Paris Union, this is going to be a game changer with the rebranding. And you'll see that in a few more slides. But also, I need to capture a moment that we know we've lost to other online opportunities, and to look at something that, we talk about the laser focus. And the laser focus, we looked at ADA recovery, but what about our enrollment recovery? And I can say, coming into the district from the outside and driving around, I see nothing but growth surrounding our schools. And we have to be able to expand in this area in order to not only recapture, but gain. So you have traditional online, which would be more of the independent study model, which is what we have right now with SOLA. With the Inland Online Academy, the rebranding, we're bringing in the course-based independent study. So I have here, it's a comparison. So in our traditional independent study, the attendance is based on work completion, so you turn in the work, it is accounting for your attendance. And it's online, but I equate it to the packet work. So we have the pre-established courses, they call it, well, it's through Admentum, but I believe it's still referred to as Playground. But it's already a pre-built course, okay? Course-based, did you want me to pause for a minute? Okay. The course-based independent study is where a teacher, just like maybe in distance learning, they created their course online. They assign the assignments. The grading is based on when the course ends, just like it is if you were in in-person instruction. And you end up with not just a single teacher and you check in with that one teacher once a week, but you have weekly synchronous meetings with each of your content teachers. So I am a science credential, so I would teach the various science courses, and once a week, those students that are in my courses check in with me. They also once a week check in with their English, they check in with their math, so it's course-based independent study. So what you see here, and it's important for me to highlight the co-enrollment limitation. So when we talk about IOA, or our Inland Online Academy, we're looking at co-enrollment as a part of the flexibility. So you don't see every single one of our schools' logo, because the limitation is this co-enrollment will be with our comprehensive sites. So between our 4 high schools and our 4 comprehensive high schools and our middle school, this is where that flexibility is. So I can be 100% online, or I can be hybrid. I can be maybe 60% online and the other 40% in person, or vice versa. So I am doing the courses, however, I really want to be a part of the, a pathway or some specific type of class, at Liberty or Heritage. Or I want to be in the dance program that also has a class associated with it. So a lot of flexibility there, and that flexibility, again, can only happen within our comprehensive sites. I had a lovely quote that Mr. Senate gave me, and I thought it was amazing. I wrote it down. I said, flexible options. If we don't have flexible options, they will go to a district that does. And that really summarizes what we're trying to offer here. Again, there are many ways to get school. What Inland Online Academy is not, it is not a credit recovery school. It is school. It's just getting school in a different format. And that's another part of the rebranding, because there could be some, with the SALT, well, for example, with the SOLA Plus, there's a referral process, right? It gets referred through the counselor. And that's not a whole lot different from the way you get referred to continuation school. So this is a school on its own. We have an application process, register, and it's just structured a little differently, and it's going to be marketed the same way. You also have access to site-based programs. So again, you still are eligible to do sports, the CIF, the electives. So there's a lot of options, opportunities, and flexibilities. Will all of these be, year one? No, but we are going to get the ground going, look at what our student need is, look at our enrollment, and then see how we are able to have that flexibility. The amazing thing that's going to be one of the standout things that we market to the public is that the schools in the district, our schools are amazing. Our programs are award-winning, our sports programs, our academics. So you can have the beauty of both worlds. You can have an online experience and still be able to have access, especially if you're doing a hybrid, have access to a lot of those award-winning opportunities that our students are getting. So you can't get that outside, and if you go to just any other online, you just don't have the same opportunity. And so we want to start maximizing what we have here and make sure our community knows about it. So the district approved courses, it's actually on the board this evening, so I definitely am excited for that. It's a 11.3, I believe it was already or it's coming up to be approved. All of the courses that we offer are going to be approved to be offered through Inland Online Academy. So again, that doesn't necessarily mean, obviously, that there's teacher limits, there's student wants, student requests. However, going down when you're looking at sustainability and opportunity, we should never have a time where it says, well, we can't do it because we're online. So that's one of the things that we have moving forward. And again, the course-based independent studies is probably one of the biggest additions. This is something that I will say has been just an amazing setup with Dr. Tomasian. She really has had a passion for figuring this out, doing our master schedule, looking at the need, and once we, she already has a list, because parents are already calling or asking, when they call Pupil Services or looking at transfers, we already have language of, well, wait, you know, we have an online school. And so she already has a list of families that are waiting for communication. We're like, well, just 1 minute, we wanted to, we didn't want to get in front of this presentation with the board, but we are moving, we're ready. And once we have students formally and fully registered, that'll help tailor the course offerings for the first year. So in no particular order, just some of the things that are happening. So marketing. So right now we do have a contract with Lynette White LLC, who does marketing specifically for education. And she has, we have a contract with her for Pentecostal and for Inland Online Academy, and that's where the first markups of the new logos came from. So if you are, which you probably already do, follow what's been happening on Pentecostal social media, the interaction, the engagement, the quality of the content has been incredible. I was able to share some of those statistics, but I can put it actually on our weekly update so you can see. So we want to be able to push that out, and the nice thing about Inland Online Academy is that it is marketable across all of the Inland Empire. So remember, you can be 100% online, so you don't necessarily have to live right here in order to get the benefit. So we are going to be doing some intentionality because, again, we want to balance it with not a focus of removing a ton of students from our comprehensive into online, but a focus of flexibility, options, and increasing enrollment. We already have a teacher work group. We've met already with our teachers that currently are part of the online school. And we got them on board, and we are working on finalizing those last components so that it's teacher driven. And the student application and enrollment, we are just finalizing that. It'll be electronic through the same platform we use right now for a lot of our electronic forms. And then we're going to be updating the website. And so those are like those things that are happening right now. And they all align as well with what we'll be looking at with master scheduling. So as we are working with our comprehensive sites, seeing what their needs are, and maybe where they may have some openings or sections, those are opportunities for us to say, well, you have enough students for 5 sections, maybe that 6th session can be one of the online classes that will support the enrollment here. So it's all kind of working together. It's a yin and a yang, but again, the flexibility, the options, and the opportunity is going to be pretty amazing for our district. Okay, with that, thank you. Yes.
Couple of questions.
Yes.
With the existing students that are in the online school we have now, do they have are we sticking to a GPA that they have to keep to a certain level?
So, Who would be able to speak to the current?
I can.
Yes.
So part of course-based independent studies is that you have to have thresholds to re-engage the student when they're not engaged. And so when they're not making progress in the course, we have to have a tiered re-engagement strategy that starts with reaching out to the student, to the parent, the guardian, creating a meeting, figuring out what's going on, why aren't we connecting, and then putting in different layers of support. And all of that is spelled out both within the application process and then within the policies that govern the course-based independent study.
So for the students who, if they're not meeting it now, per se, as we transition, we have a platform and a system to make sure.
The concern is nobody's getting thrown out the door.
Right.
So they can kind of continue and get the support they need.
And from what I've seen thus far, it hasn't been a practice to, just disenroll them and send them back, which technically could happen, but instead, we'd rather build in systems of support to bring them up, bring them in.
The other question, SOLA is accredited, right?
It is.
Is this going to automatically transfer to you?
So we are in the process of being able to change the name of, because we already have a CDS code for the school. It's already an established school. So yes, we're in that process right now. We've already had a conversation with Ms. Chavez, myself, and our COE, just making sure as we're looking at the rebranding and changing the name that we're still keeping with what we've already been accredited for as with WAS, that we're not disrupting our funding through our equity multiplier. So no, there's many prongs happening at the same time. And with our WAS accreditation, they could, want to come back and see, but right now our WAS is good through 2030 with the online school. So we're working through all those layers.
Good. I think that's the only question. So you're not going to put the students out that are existing. So when we generate new students that need credit recovery, where are they going to go?
Well, we still have Paris Lake.
Okay.
High school.
So
That's
Paris
still,
Lake could potentially.
Paris Lake is our
right.
continuation school.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Because.
And that's part of the rebranding and the messaging. Because even if you look at the website right now and you go to the page on schools, it'll say Paris Lake High School / Scholar Plus, or the SOLA. And so, when you see that, it could be like, well, this is just an online version of continuation, which really it's not. It's really an online school that already exists in the district. It's just rebranding it to be known that this is not an online continuation, it is an online school.
And to expand this stuff for another one, when the students are grade deficient, our plan and the focus, the laser focus, and everything we have is laser focus because we need to make sure that we are ensuring the success of that, is not to have the situations that we have been having, that we have juniors and seniors with 30, 40 credits, right? So we need to start making that analysis of who is falling behind in their freshman year.
Well, I want to give, this is a great program, looks like it's going to be great. I just didn't want to go backwards because there's too much to answer for. So let's go forward and be positive. So I'm pretty sure that you guys are aware of those issues and work your way around them. So I just want you to know I support what you're doing here, and it's in the best interest of the kids. And it's more of what it was designed originally. When it was done, it got away from what it really was going to be. And you're pretty much spot on what it should be. So.
And I will tell you that, and I appreciate you saying that because I do have, there's a lot of new and there's a lot of also that historical perspective, and so that's that energy has helped us do this in a very short amount of time because we're not trying to do this next 26, 27. We are going to be, after this presentation, we have steps in place to get ready to launch before the end of the month so we can start seeing what the interest is and what the enrollment which will help build what the master schedule looks like and what the need is. So it is exciting.
I lost the thought, but it's going to work. I lost it. Sorry.
That's okay. Whenever you think about it.
Yeah, I'll ask you another time.
So I don't have a question, but I have a comment.
Yes.
Ms. Tomasian, can you mind standing up? Can we give her a round of applause for all the hard work she put into it? So thank you very much. For a while, we've been hearing all the good things you've been doing, and I wanted to make sure you're recognized. So thank you very much. We appreciate you all. Thank you again.
So now, my question, so I mean, I'm understanding, I love the idea because it's basically offering a full comprehensive experience, but to a hybrid need, because obviously kids are in different situations. Now, the only thing that I kind of was wondering, so let's just say you have a kid who's online, who wants to stay at Paris. Let's just say they're enrolled in Paris, but they're doing the online program there. Could they go in person to Liberty and do the business if they wanted business because they don't offer that? Or would they have to go full on online at Liberty and then the in-person? Because I'm assuming that we don't have, or will we have some of the CTE offerings online? I'm assuming they're going to be in person, and we're maybe not there yet. But
the beauty of it is the hybrid doesn't limit them to their home school as opposed to what we have to offer district-wide. So that's the flexibility of it. If they are going to school at Paris and they're doing at least their 5 classes there, so let's say the opposite where they're doing they're doing the 5 classes at Paris and they have 2 classes online. Or if they're doing 2 online, 5 classes online and 2, let's say in person, it doesn't have to be just at their home school.
okay.
So remember, all of our courses are being approved to be offered. So it also will hopefully even broaden because what if they wanted to take, a world language that we keep hearing about, a world language that maybe is only offered at one of our schools across town and not in their attendance area for their homeschool. They have the option. That's the flexibility of it. And so what it really will, the domino effect of that be is just we're working really hard. I know the principals and their teams are working really hard on their master schedules. Mr. Tippy has already put together a way of being able to monitor a report. So you can see where there's open seats. You can see, what's available across the various school sites. And it's just a matter of building those systems so that we're all on the same page and be able to know, well, you want to take AP Singleton that's only offered at Heritage High School. We are looking at the systems of how we monitor availability and then what is our lines of communications going to be. So there's all these layers, but we don't want to limit that because what if you don't live in the area? What if you live in Redlands? But you still want to do a hybrid option, what school would I limit you to then? Right? So that's kind of the mindset of it, being able to build flexibility. So we're going to start, and as we go, we'll be able to grow and know what we can do, what's easiest, and go from there. And CTE, our dual enrollment, there's so many things that are offered here. I think the sky's the limit. And we'll definitely tackle those as the students come in and we see what their needs are.
Right. No, and I was going to say vice versa. If you have, the school district, the kids that are in the South, they don't have the ag programs. But now, so it kind of, so I think it's great. I think the flexibility in building it. Obviously, there's going to be some learning stuff that we're going to have to figure out. Transportation, I'm assuming, is going to be up to the families and the students because.
Right.
If they're creating their schedule, it's hard for us to, bust a kid, because they want to go to a different site.
Well, absolutely.
The in-person, so, okay.
Right. And class offerings are different times of day. I mean, obviously a student who is predominantly online has a little bit more flexibility. And so it will hopefully build a foundation that we'll learn. So as we want to build more into the IGETC pathway and what does e-learning look like, that this is all going to help us bridge that and have those systems in place to understand how to navigate even easier. So
yeah, awesome. I think it's great. It's great on multiple fronts.
Question for you.
Yes.
So if the student is full all classes online, what about sport activities?
Sports. Oh yes, so the sports, they're eligible to still participate in sports.
Okay, I must have missed that.
Yes.
So then, are we making sure that someone from, let's say, that should go to Liberty goes, wow, I want to go play at Heritage. So how do
So
you?
there's still there's still the transfer
right?
process. Okay. So it's if you live in Redlands and you want to go, you still have to do the IDT. Right, which then obviously aligns to your eligibility for athletics with. So with all those processes, I mean, we're it's school. Right. So if you need it to go to Liberty, you need it to go to IOA.
Right. Okay. I do.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, 13.1 discipline, April 2025 monthly suspension report. And then moving on to 14.1 personnel, certificated personnel action items. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Naya. And please vote.
I just had one comment. Normally, we only get the numbers. I usually get the names from the superintendent at some point. A lot of these, they're just identified by number for reasons of privacy and security. So I always want to know. You don't tell me now.
Yes.
I want to know because of reasons of being in the public and who I talk to.
Okay, I will take note of that.
Okay.
Upon the vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed. And 14.2 personnel, classified personnel action items.
So moved.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Thank you, Trustee Hall in the second. Please vote. On the vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed. And 14.3, personnel memorandum of understanding between the Paris Union High School District and California School Employees Association and its charter, Paris Valley, number 469, regarding individual work site closure. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Anaya, and please vote.
Comment. Yeah. This one, the concerns are if we have employees that don't have transportation. And am I reading the right one? So this is about sending an employee to another site if that site goes dark or whatever happens, right? So how do we say, well, the employee says, well, I don't have a car, I can't get there. So we're going to take them, or we can't penalize them for not having a car. So, I mean, we still have to be kind of flexible on something like this. I mean, there has to be room for some empathy for the employee, especially if the work is not meaningful work and they don't have a workstation to go to.
I'm inviting Alfredo to explain to you.
Okay.
So what we discussed was if, for whatever reason there's an employee that had transportation issues, we would see if there's something at the site, the close site that we can have them do. For example, this past year, in January, we had technology give us Wi-Fi access in one room or two rooms, and we were able to keep some employees there. So we would always look at all those options to see what we can do to help.
And our night people, you wouldn't have them moving to another site at night, right?
So our night people, if you would, we would give the option to come to an earlier shift. And if they didn't want to, then they can come in until there's light, and then we will move them to a different site.
Okay. I'll let that alone for now. Let's see how it works. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Oh, thank you.
Okay, upon the vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed. And 14.4, personnel, memorandum of understanding between the Paris Union High School District and California School Employees Association and its charter, Paris Valley, number 469, regarding health and welfare benefits. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Hall. And so, any discussion? I realized I was zipping through a couple of those. Okay, seeing no discussion, please vote. Upon the vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed. 14.5, personnel, the California School Employees Association and its chapter, Paris Valley, number 469, submits the initial proposal to negotiate a successor agreement with the Paris Union High School District. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Stafford. The public hearing to receive comments regarding the initial proposal to negotiate a successor agreement from the California School Employees Association and its chapter, Paris Valley, number 469. Are there any public comments?
No public comments, but did you open the,
So
did you open the public hearing?
is that after the motions? Okay. Yes, so it was, let's just say it opened at 9 o'clock. The public hearing is now closed at 9:01 p.m. And there was a motion by, was it Trustee Garcia, and a second by Trustee Stafford to accept the California School Employees Association and its chapter, Paris Valley 469, initial proposal to negotiate the successor agreement with the Paris Union High School District. Oh, wait. Yes, I'm sorry, reading the wrong one. Okay, now I got lost. Are we on 14.6, correct?
14.5.
Oh, 5, we're still on 5, okay. Okay, so now please vote. Upon the vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed. Moving on to 14.6, personnel. The Paris Union High School District hereby submits its initial proposal to negotiate with the California School Employees Association and its charter, Paris Valley number 469, for the 2025-2026 successor negotiations. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Hall. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. the public hearing to receive comments regarding the Paris Union High School District's initial proposal to negotiate with the California School Employees Association and its charter, Paris Valley number 469, for the 2025-2026 successor negotiations is now open at 9:02. Are there any public comments?
No public comments.
The public hearing is now closed at 9:03 p.m. There is a motion by Trustee Hall and a second by Trustee Garcia to accept the Paris Union High School District's initial proposal to negotiate with the California School Employees Association and its chapter, Paris Valley number 469. Please vote. Upon a vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed. 14.7 Personnel, Memorandum of Understanding between the Paris Union High School District and the California School Employees Association and its chapter, Paris Valley number 469, regarding the classified work calendars for the 2025 and 26 school year and the 2026-27 school years. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. And that was it, Trustee Stafford?
Yes.
On the second, thank you. Please vote. On the vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed. 14.8 Personnel, revised job descriptions, Director of Maintenance and Operations. Do I have a motion? I'll go ahead and, oh, is that Trustee Anaya on the first? I'll go ahead and second that one. Thank you, Trustee Anaya. Please vote.
Second.
Conversation.
Oh.
You can second.
Discussion. Sorry.
This one
okay.
takes us backwards. Hector, I'm going to need you on this one.
Sure.
Can you come up? So Hector, this position is not your position. This is to work alongside you, right?
Yeah, currently I'm Director of Facility Services. I oversee both facilities and maintenance and operations.
Okay.
So with going back to the 2-director model, retiring later this year, we'll go back to a Director of Facilities and a Director of Maintenance and Operations. So
why do you want to do that?
Retire or?
No. I would tell you to retire. I'm a 3-time loser. Okay. No, I mean, why do you want to go back to the old model? I worked under the old model somewhat, so.
June 30th is the last day for a facility supervisor. Chad Goodwin is leaving the district, so the M&O position requires a full-time director. The facilities position requires a lot of attention, especially now we're not going to have a supervisor. It requires a full-time director. There's enough work for both positions.
Okay. I thought we were going to save some money eliminating one position, but then we come with a new position.
The M&O director position is the same. We're going back to the same model when Art was here with the Art and Hector model. And we're just revising it, updating it, making sure that there's updated to the actual current job functions that we actually do, especially things have changed from when that job description, the old job description was put together. But bringing in a maintenance and operations director frees me up to do the facilities.
So how are we doing with facilities? We're not that, we're coming to the end of that existing pot of money, right?
Yeah, our current large facility project is the Paloma Valley Improvement Project.
Okay.
We're probably, we just went into a different phase. We're probably 30-40% finished on that one. It's scheduled to finish in 2027.
I'm sorry, which one?
The Paloma Improvements Project.
NPR.
The new administration, the NPR, all that work is happening over there. Yeah, so we're about 40%. Scheduled to finish in 2027.
Okay. I really don't think we should be doing this. it's going backwards. And I don't want to, I'm not going to discuss your department as it exists, but
Sure.
you'll be going, and what we need is another you. So, how much is this job going to pay? I mean, we're not saving any money here. We're actually going to go up in cost filling a position like this. Chad was making what? I don't know what he made, but so he leaves, and then we just get another job and make the salary even higher.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll be here till I go. If this is approved, there will be a facilities maintenance operations director. And when I go, I mean, if it's the board's purview to not hire a facilities director, then that's the choice there.
Okay.
But I see your point, Trustee Stafford. In my opinion, I think bringing on a maintenance operations director, having somebody that works with me for the next few months until I go, I think is a good thing.
I agree with
because
that.
there's a lot of institutional knowledge, a lot of stuff that we do here in the district, a lot of things that happen that to bring somebody up to speed would be a good thing.
Okay. Okay. So I'm not here to criticize your department.
Sure.
So I'm here more for just what we're here for. I hear what you're saying. We don't have to replace you, and the other person can catch up. So that's an overlap, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think so.
I can agree with that. If the board feels comfortable with that scenario, but I don't want to see two people walking around doing what I know one guy can do.
Sure.
And I wouldn't say that if I didn't know and hadn't worked in the same
Well, we
department.
worked shoulder to shoulder for many years. So.
And that's without naming any names, not talking about who it would be, nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's just, I thought we were going a different, which we kind of are, but it's delayed, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, it's delayed.
And I kind of think even when you go, we're going to be calling for as a consultant, because there's only a couple of people left that remember all this stuff, and that's you, me, and Art.
Yeah.
And maybe Jesse. I would think Jesse, but these schools, you know how we have to go through every corner, you've got Williams inspections, you've got all these things, and the facilities is winding down, so I don't think we're gonna need to keep paying these high salaries. What did we say the salary for this was? Did we say? I didn't look it up. Do we know, anybody?
Well, let's click on it.
Operator?
No, this just has the job duties.
This is just a job description, there's just no salary here?
Should be there, right? Yeah.
It's a salary schedule.
Important.
261 row 2, but
Yeah, there's no salary. The dollar amount isn't on there. It just says salary schedule 261 row 2.
261 row 2. Wow. Only Candace would know.
Yeah,
I'm looking towards the bottom.
So sorry, Hector, we'll
That's
share
okay.
here.
We have to look
So the salary for this position, maintenance and operations, is a director 2. The base, the step 1 is 169,088, topping out at 197,807. The only other things I can add is that you can help me out with this here. The previous model that you and Hector are speaking of is when Art and Hector were each directors, and we had an assistant director of maintenance and operations. The addition of, and this is all summarized in the email that I sent, and I think Dr. Rouse forwarded back in December for the proposal of the change structure. And so when we added the facility supervisor position, we went from 3 administrators between maintenance and operations and facilities to 4 administrators. So what we had discussed previously was eliminating that facility supervisor, so going down from 4 to 3. So this model continues to keep 3, because remember when we had, it was Art, it was Hector, it was Chad, and it was Ruben before it was Jesse, but there was 4. So when the construction at Liberty concluded and Art retired earlier than we wanted him to. Maybe we could say the same about that with you too. That's when we went to the model of having Hector do both. And that's why we kept Chad's position on, so that we would have 3 administrators just like before. So this model does the same, just in a different fashion. The other thing that Hector and I did is we studied, other districts and what are their models, and all of the districts we studied. There's a lot to do in facilities that isn't just boots on the ground with construction project. There's facilities planning. There's CFD administration, developer fee reports, that sort of thing, and you'll see all of that in the next item. That those things are listed in the job description. But that's the salary and then a little bit more history.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's just for the board to figure how they want to vote. Yeah.
Yes.
I think I have what I need. So I appreciate it, Hector.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
And as we know, we don't take this personal.
Sure.
Because you're getting ready to get out the door. Okay.
No problem.
All right.
Okay.
Mr. President, I'm good.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, please vote. Upon the vote being taken, we have 3 in favor, 2 opposed. Moving on to 14.9, personnel, revised job descriptions, director of facilities. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Anaya. And any discussion?
Confused. This is Hector's position now, as it exists now. We're changing. What position is this? I thought we were on the extra person that.
This is Hector's old position.
Yeah, this is straight director of facilities. So there's director of facility services, which I do now, which covers both maintenance and operations and facilities. This is just director of facilities. And so approving this just establishes that job description, updates that job description, because that job description already existed here in the district. That's my old job before Art retired.
And this is what we talked about. We wanted cleaned up and wiped off the books.
No, that was the facility supervisor.
Any job that's sitting there that we don't know what it is and why it's still sitting on the books. We can always make a new one, obviously. So these hidden jobs, we'll fill that. We need that person now, which we didn't fill for the last 5 years. I've been around this district 20 years now. So I think you guys need to understand something here. You cannot keep stacking the administration like this and to tell you the truth, you're out the door. Candace, you're out the door. It kind of, I don't know. I'm just going to express the way I think people should be doing their jobs, because I've done the job and I see a lot of people aren't doing their job and hiring more people at these high salaries. I just don't agree with it. Because one minute we have money, next minute we don't. The board gets confused. We don't know what to trust. Next board meeting will be a deficit of $10 million, because every time we come in here, something changes. And now notification, it's not getting around to the board. So that's why it's getting a little confusing, because you guys aren't telling us this stuff. You pop this stuff on this agenda. Now let's see if that goes through. I'm not saying you guys.
Sure.
Okay.
I understand.
I'm not saying I'm not pointing the finger at anybody. I'm saying the process needs to change. There needs to be some honesty here. We don't need people sitting in offices doing nothing while other people don't even have toilet paper in our district to wipe their butts. It amazes me, because that was my job. We're paying more for less, which we're all doing, I guess, with the prices of everything. But it just, I don't know, Hector. Just baffles me. So, anyway, let's go. Thank you.
Okay,
thanks, Hector.
Thank you. Please vote. Upon the vote being taken, we have 2 in favor, 3 opposed. Moving on to 14.10, personnel consideration approval of stipend for administrators for Scholar Saturday. Do I have a motion?
Not the wrong number? Just want to make sure.
I'll go ahead and I'll make the motion. Or
Oh, go ahead and
I'll
make the
the
motion.
Does anybody have a second? Do we have a second?
Someone could second.
Second.
Okay, so
And then,
Campos on the first and Hall, I'll thank you on the second. And then we'll wait for some discussion just in case.
yes, I'd like to make an amendment to this item that for this stipend, I would like to make it for assistant principals, not administrators. And if the principals fill in, that this would be other duties as assigned. Do I need to elaborate why I want that position? Why I'm taking that position? You want discussion on that?
Yeah, I'd like
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll be honest. I think principals do a lot. They get to dictate and delegate. And I think the assistant principals do a lot hard work, pick up the slack and do everything. And they're, I'm going to use the word, not as valued as much or compensated. There we go. They're not compensated like principals are. And principals get to delegate a lot of work and they have to pick up the slack. That's just my opinion.
Okay, quick opinion, and I don't know that I should say this, but we'll say.
So before we get there,
So my amendment, I don't want it for administrators. I want it for assistant principals only.
so you're making a motion to amend it
Yep.
to
Approve the stipend for assistant
Only.
principals for Saturday school.
Yep.
so now we just need a second.
Now, is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you.
Okay.
So now,
My
now
comments-
go ahead and discuss.
Okay, they're not against this. It's the procedures, the standing operating procedures for running a Saturday school. I know they haven't been followed at some places. You are to have a custodian. You are to have a security guard. You are not to say that site administrator can walk in there and run a Saturday school. You have an emergency, what is that person going to do? Who knows what
Right.
school they came from? What
Right.
good?
Right.
These are costs. This is insurance. You need to have this, but besides, you don't need the people walking in on Monday to Saturday's mess. That's, you don't catch up.
I know, I agree with you 100%, but this is a stipend for the administrators to run it.
I know.
Okay.
I'm talking about the big picture.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you can bring all the administrators
Yeah.
you want, but if they're not doing it right, and I know they haven't.
We're on
in
the same
past,
page.
Okay.
We're on the
So
same
let's
page.
just kind of, where is that written? Do they understand this?
I think when we have other items possibly agendized, we could make it for the closed session for the next meeting, because I agree with you. Let's dive deeper in that.
Yeah, because I'm concerned that we need that administrator, definitely.
Yep.
It's important to have a Saturday school for credit recovery and so forth.
Yeah.
It's important, but
And proper staffing.
proper staffing,
That's right.
so you don't impact the staff coming in on Monday morning to
Or
trash
the
cans
students.
full of trash, ants running wild, and the
Mhm.
whole deal.
That's a fact.
And all of us who work in schools, we know
Yeah.
what occurs. So
Yeah.
just do it right. That's all I'm asking. And if you have the existing rules written, let's see them.
That's a good idea too.
If not, let's see them before the first Saturday school.
So
Okay.
Can we do
it's
that?
my understanding that
And you can email us.
and I just need clarification on this. So I was under the impression that when we have a Scholar Saturday, that it was run at the sites individually and it was for their individual students. Am I not correct on that? Or is it only one site having it and it could be any administrator there? My understanding it was at each site. So Liberty's doing theirs, Paris is doing theirs, and they have their own staff there. I just want clarification on that because I think what he's saying is it's kind of we pick a site and it's a free-for-all as to who shows up and actually manages that day. So I just want clarification.
So
I would have to have one of the principals speak on exactly what the process is now, but technically, the student, if the system was in place, could attend a Scholar Saturday.
Anywhere?
Technically they could, and if the system is in place, it could. But I think right now it's probably geared more toward the sites, right? It's site-based.
It's site-based.
Now, as far as a standard operating procedure, haven't dialed in, but I will tell you in my past practice of running a Scholar Saturday, yes, we did have a custodian that was paid. It wasn't the full 4 hours. Like the contract had a 3-hour minimum, and so they would come before, make sure the school was open, and then would come after and like that, clear up the for the classrooms that were used and get it ready for Monday. So there are some standard operating procedures that I could work with the principals on to see what's already in place and what the expectation is.
So one of the reasons why I'm making this amendment is I'm under the impression that the principals, typically don't do the Saturday schools. That's why I want to make sure that the people who are getting compensated are the ones doing it. So it's the assistant principals. Is there ever a time where like an admin designee stands in for them?
From what I have seen, there has been both principal, assistant principals, and admin designees at times. Am I correct? Yes.
So you're saying you all do it Saturdays?
So I'm going to play the devil's advocate and kind of on the other side. I think that in taking a position like this, we take the flexibility out of the site administrators, and I think it then could lead to.
Well, they all just nodded yes that they did it. I wasn't under that impression. I was under the impression they didn't do it.
Oh.
So I'm actually. Would you guys be okay if I withdrew that so that way you could get compensated then?
Would you like us to come up and speak and explain to
No,
you?
I don't want that. I just want to be able to move along with the agenda. Would you be offended if I retrieve my amendment? No. So that means you guys will be able to participate. You will participate in the future?
Yes.
We participate all the time.
Well, you know what? If you don't mind, could you just please to clarify so that we understand? Because I think there's a lot of confusion. I mean, I would say to go ahead and if you can briefly explain it, because I think the confusion here is several things. It's the actual handling of the day, and then I think that the second part is the inputting of the information. And so I just would like to hear clarification to clearly understand what it is that we're discussing, because I think there was a little bit of confusion.
So Scholar Saturdays are the administration works. If the administration cannot work, we have a certain number of days we can't max out. Principals are 220, APs are 210. So there has been admin designees that we are not working over the days. When an admin designee does not cover, then the administrative team decides who's going to work amongst themselves. And they can say, I have to do the master schedule, I'll just cover this Saturday. Or we have athletics, I'll go ahead and cover this Saturday. So it is between the 5 administrators at each site. However, because we're trying to keep our calendar days what they are and not exceed those calendar days and take non-work days during the calendar year when students are present, there's an admin designee to do that.
So the only other thing I wanted to add was it is surprising to kind of hear what you're saying, Mr. Stafford, because ever since I've been here 8 years, we've never ran a Saturday school without custodians, two campus supervisors and a custodian.
There you go.
So and I think my colleagues are pretty much the same in terms of how we staff that. So if that was something that happened a while back, that hasn't been the case since I've been here.
Staff drifts. They forget to follow the seniority list. They don't want to make the phone calls. They get their favorites.
So Mr. Stafford, that's beyond the site principals that are working a Saturday school. We do not schedule custodians and we do not schedule campus supervisors. We schedule the administrative team and the coverage. That is our purview.
True. Your plant supervisor would schedule your custodian. Correct. And I guess Mr. Hannon and whoever he designates would handle.
And as far as I know, they do follow that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
correct.
I do know for a fact there's schools that didn't quite know what they should have been doing. And I won't mention any names.
But we are, well, even if that's the case, we are staffed with 2 campus supervisors and a custodian.
Okay. So the field has kind of changed because it was open to admin designees, okay, APs, and principals. That's what it will be open to.
So for a long period of time, we didn't have designees. It was just the assistant principals and the principals that were running, and then within the last 4 years, 3-4 years, we started including designees, because we started going through a more robust way of being able to approve them, being trained by Mr. Atkins and with the principals, and so that's going to happen.
And also give them the exposure, if you want to be an administrator, to know what it's like when it's not high stakes with 2,500 students. You have 150 to 300 kids on a Saturday school. Is this something you want to do administratively? So that's what the admin designee comes in. A lot of them will become administrators.
So the people that were here a little bit earlier that I recognized from Paris High School were all my designees that have taken on some Saturday schools and have also taken on some discipline, because they're trying to get their feet wet to see if they want to be administrators.
So they want to be administrators, you're going to give them the standard operating procedures, and they just follow the rules and do it, right?
Like we're doing.
Okay.
Like we're doing now.
This has to be said, because if it doesn't, it's just not in place. Everybody just goes along like, we didn't do that, that's not, no.
And I think with all due respect, the difficulty is, all due respect, is making a comment that overshadows people that are doing it correctly without addressing who is not doing it correctly. And so we work really hard. All of us have been at the site since 6:45. It's part of the job. You know what I mean?
You're talking into the wind. Do you know how many times I got penalized for being the best?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it was like, don't tell the other ones what you did, because we don't want them to feel bad. Well, let's all just get on the same page. Okay, so we've been around long enough to know. And you guys do a great job. It's not an attack on you. It's about doing the job according to the rules.
Okay, I'd like to withdraw my amendment and just keep it as a standard language. Can we move forward from here?
Thank you, Dr. Tata and Mr. Santos. Thank you for your input.
Principals, you guys are doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we'll go back to the original motion, which is the consideration and approval of stipend for administrators, designees, whatever, for Scholar Saturday. So it doesn't limit anybody from working it out and giving the site administrators the flexibility to figure out, depending on the weekend and the schedule, because
You're talking to the principal. We have to ask cabinet, if I'm correct. Does that cover admin designees as administrators in this stipend?
No, designees, that's contractual, and we would have to do that separately. Right.
So this only covers
Assistant
principals
principals
and assistant principals.
Right.
Okay.
Can we change it to cover?
So that's why we're leaving it alone, because I withdrew mine. So if they want to address the admin designees, they'll bring it to us later. Is that accurate?
It's contractual, and we have to negotiate it.
Okay.
So
if you guys
So it's
do
just
that.
administrative.
Okay.
Correct, just
I
administrators.
apologize.
I'm going back to the original motion.
Okay, so consideration for approval of stipends for administrators for Scholar Saturday. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee
Well, it's
Garcia.
already there.
Second? Oh.
It's already there.
You
Yeah,
went
you're
back
going
to the
back,
original
so it's
one?
myself and then Mr. Stafford. It's right there.
But that was on the amendment.
But the original was.
Oh, it was you and then, yeah.
Oh,
Trustee Hall.
okay,
My bad.
so I was the first, Trustee Hall was the second, okay. So please vote.
There you go.
On the vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed. 14.11, personnel board authorization to teach in a single subject area per education code 44263 for the 2005-2026 school year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Hall. Please vote. Or any discussion? No. Upon a vote being taken, 4 in favor, 1 opposed. 1412 personnel. Declaration of need for fully qualified teachers for the 2025-2026 school year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Anaya. And seeing any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Upon the vote being taken, we have 5 in favor, 0 opposed. 14.13 or 13 curriculum ratification of multi-year agreement with Sobel Group Incorporated for investigative services funded through the general fund at a total cost not to exceed $50,000. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Trustee Garcia, thank you on the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Trustee Anaya, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, please vote. It's not.
I thought I got it too many times.
No, you did.
Oh. There it is. Okay. Upon a vote being taken, we have 4 in favor, 1 opposed. 14.4. I'm sorry, 14.14, curriculum, multi-year legal services agreement with Hatch and Cesario, attorneys at law, funded through the general fund in the amount of $185 to $340 per hour. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Stafford. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Anaya. And any discussion? So I do have one thing that I'm going to add. So I know that in the past we've kind of had, our conversations about going with the attorneys. I personally feel that we haven't stayed with our given Orbach, Huff, and Henderson the opportunity to do that because this would be under. They do have a special ed department. This would be also covering specifically just for special ed, and so to not have too many attorneys out there. I feel that we should continue with what we have and not continue to add. So those are my thoughts. And if anybody else, any other discussion, that'd be great. If not,
what's the reason that we're adding on another attorney?
At our last meeting, I had just brought up that Hatches Cesario is a law firm that is only a special education law firm. And I originally had reached out to them for some PDs. I've worked with them in the past in Ventura County, and some of those attorneys from Ventura County, I noticed were coming here. And so there's a Hatch of Hatches Cesario is the main one that is the expert in special education. So it allows us to be able to just have second opinion on some cases that are really intensive on multifaceted. And so it's just another option. It doesn't take away from OHH is our primary. And they do have a section for special education that, as you see, like we use them, but it also allows for sometimes consultation on on some very complicated layers of special education, being the whole firm is only STEM. And so it allows our leaders to be able to really maneuver on some of these, because you have law firms that have expertise, and then you have law firms that have very specific expertise. So it allows us to just be a little stronger on when we're trying to navigate complicated cases. So OHH is still our primary as the board has directed. It really just does add another layer of counsel.
any other discussion? Okay, please vote. On the vote being taken, we have 2 in favor, 3 opposed. 14.15 curriculum, resolution number 29-2425 for the course-based independent study courses. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Hall. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Upon the vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed. 14.16 business agreement for legal services with Fagan, Friedman, and Full Frost LLP, funded through various facilities funds, special education, the general fund, in the amount of $50 to $380 per hour. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. And do I have a second? I'll go ahead and second that one. And prior to, I'll have a little discussion on it. So I did check in, because understanding obviously the situation we had with the attorneys in the previous ones, this one's being forward, so we do still have some cases that F3 is litigating. And so what this is basically allowing is so that those cases can be continued to be litigated by F3. And for over the course of this year, obviously, if they extend into next year, then it would continue. So, for example, the KCB Towers, it's close to completion.
Are we allowed to talk about that?
What's that?
Are we allowed to talk about that in open?
Well, I'm just saying that we have an open case. I mean, that's open.
Usually we refer to the case number. I think Mr. Garcia is
Oh,
referring to.
okay. Sorry. And that. Okay, I apologize. I've never seen it as a case number. Always. But anyways,
You have.
moving forward, basically it allows us to complete those cases so that they can continue working on them and continue to get paid. With the direction of the board, it's not that they're continuing with new cases, they're just finishing up the older cases. So that's kind of my position, understanding of what this is bringing forward.
So we're just keeping them until they finish.
Correct.
Okay.
Any other questions, discussion? Okay, please vote. Okay, we have 4 in favor and 1 opposed. 14.17 business. Law enforcement services agreement between the County of Riverside and the Paris Union High School District for the County Sheriff's provision of school resource officers funded through the Local Control Accountability Plan supplemental and concentration funds in the amount of $627,000 per year and not the general fund. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Anaya. Please vote. Upon a vote being taken, the vote is 5 in favor, 0 opposed. And moving on to 14.18, business award of bid number 042825, paper products for nutrition services to individual food service, funded through nutrition services in an estimated amount of $250,000, not the general fund. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Hall. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Upon the vote being taken, the vote is 5 in favor, 0 opposed. 14.19 business, reappoint designated members and appoint a new member to the Paris Union High School District Citizens Oversight Committee, Measure T and Measure W, bond election. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Hall. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Anaya. Please vote. On a vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed. 14.20, business disclosure of collective bargaining agreement, AB 1200 for health and welfare benefit increase for the California School Employees Association and its chapter, Paris Valley, number 469. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Naya. Seeing no discussion, or if there is, if not, please vote. Upon the vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed. 14.21 business, approval of health and welfare benefit increase for management, confidential, and unrepresented employees. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Hall. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Stafford. Seeing no discussion, please vote.
Actually,
Oh, go ahead.
I just want to clarify, does this cover cabinet?
No, it doesn't cover cabinet because cabinet's in a separate employee group with the board, so
No.
they no
Correct.
longer are in this group.
Thank you. Just needed clarity. Thank you.
Thank you. Please vote. Upon a vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed. $14.22 business authorization for purchase of capital equipment above $10,000 for May 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Anaya. Please vote. Or any discussion? Okay, please vote. Upon the vote being taken, the vote is 5 in favor, 0 opposed. 14.23 business authorization for purchase orders above $50,000 for May 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Stafford. Seeing no discussion, please vote.
Stop pushing it. Like a kid.
Like a video game. Need the rapid fire. Oh, there it is. Upon a vote being taken, it just.
Wait.
All right, just wait.
We just wanted you to get up.
Oh. Okay, well, upon a vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed. And informational items, 15.1 curriculum, new middle school English course, advanced English 8. 15.2 curriculum, new VAPA course, mariachi ensemble. 15.3 business revolving cash report, April 2025. 15.4 board policies, philosophy, goals, objectives, and comprehensive plans, series, the zeros or less than 100, or less than 1,000, sorry. 15.5 board policies, community relations, series 1000. 15.6 board policies, administration, series 2000. I'm not changing.
I have a question.
sorry.
With these board policies, I see it's information items, but aren't we supposed to be voting on it, whether we want them implemented or not, or is this just?
They'll go to the board
It's a reading.
next month as an action item.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm that. Thank you.
15.6.
Yeah, we're on 15.
Yeah. Well, now in 15.7. Board policies, business and non-instructional operations, series 3000. 15.8 board policies, instruction, series 6000. And then 15.9 board policies, board bylaws, series 9000. $16.1 closed session if necessary. No, not necessary, thank you. 17.1 reconvene and, moving on to action items. 18.1 discipline. Board review of discipline matters. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Hall. Seeing no discussion.
She froze. Hold on.
What are we on? 17?
Yep. Maybe we need to upgrade some of our servers because we keep freezing. Right? Do we need to upgrade because this has been happening the past few board meetings?
It's a service we have, it's not on our hardware, and I've been trying to work with them to get it resolved. If you've noticed, it's a
Okay.
lot better
It
lately.
is.
But I'm still working with them on
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Who's second on that one? So it was
It was me first. Who
Garcia
said-
on the,
I did.
oh, and Hall on the second.
Oh, I see all the thing. You could do that.
Yeah. I got a little bit of hand motion.
Okay.
18 action.
Please vote. Oh, there we go. Upon a vote being taken, the vote's 5 in favor, 0 opposed. Moving on to 19.1. Other items by the superintendent, Dr. Ross.
Nothing else, thanks.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ross. 20.1, other items by the Board of Trustees, Trustee Anaya. Thank you, Trustee Stafford.
Nothing.
And Trustee Hall.
Nope.
Trustee Garcia.
Yes, I do want to thank everybody for being faithful and diligent. We appreciate all of your hard work. And I apologize. I didn't call you doctor earlier, so Dr. Tomasian, thank you very much again. We really appreciate you guys. I know we're in May, but just in case we don't see you guys for whatever reason, have a good summer. We appreciate you guys.
I didn't get
Trustee
No.
Hall.
Yeah, appreciate everybody coming out. Officer, thank you for your time, your services, appreciate you. Principals, you guys do a heck of a job out there. I know I'm new at the board, but I help out with my wife at her kindergarten class, and I wouldn't want your job. You know, so appreciate you guys, and I want you guys to go out and think outside the box, and let's look into next year and just shoot for the stars and just keep pushing like you guys are doing. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you, and everybody else. Thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to add, thank you for your hard work. I know during our meetings, we were calling Alfredo during his vacation, and I was like, oh my God, I would not want that job. So appreciate everything that you guys do.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody else?
Your turn.
And as for me, just I know that we're kind of, some of the different things that are going on. There's we're working on things, and hopefully that we'll work through things to make sure that in the end, maybe there's reasons for some hesitation, and I think all that can kind of, with more communication, I think we'll kind of have a better understanding of what's going on. We do appreciate the job that you guys do, and I will say that sometimes some of these decisions that we have to make are difficult. We all have different minds and different reasons for our votes, but nonetheless, to say that I think that we're moving in the right direction. Sometimes we hit some bumps in the road. So thank you, and continue to do your work. We do appreciate you, and I think in the end, the more that we communicate, the better off that we'll be in making these decisions as new things come up. So thank you so much. And that's pretty much it. 21.1, future topics or board topics, anyone?
We talked about
Just one of the, whatever the checklist is going to be for whoever administrates Saturday school.
so the process.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
In writing. That's all.
So,
Would you like it to be an update or written down?
put in the weekly update. That would probably be easier. You good with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you. That's all.
Any other? Okay. 21.2, adjournment, regular meeting of the Board of Trustees for May 2021, 2025. Do I have a motion? Oh. So that was Trustee and I?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Do I have a second? Trustee Stafford? Thank you. Please vote.
I'm going to vote no.
What's up?
We got 2 more meetings?
Yep. So,
We can't vote.
seeing no discussion, please vote. And just so you know, that we have a couple more things on the agenda. So, upon a vote being taken, the vote was 5 in favor, 0 opposed. The meeting is adjourned at 9:51.